You're listening to Fun with Horror with your hosts, Scotty and Andrew.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Scotty.
And I'm Andrew.
Welcome to Fun with Horror. This is what is this? Oh, yeah, we're the most wholesome horror movie podcast in the entire world, which, with today's episode, we're going to test that very much.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is, of course, the podcast in which two long-distance best friends stay in touch by giving each other horror movies to watch and then discuss. And, well, buddy.
Whew. Hey, buddy.
Here we are again.
Yes, again.
Once again.
Oh, my gosh.
We're here to talk about this movie, which is about a man who sometimes doesn't make the best decisions when it comes to his family.
Oh, for sure, man.
And his family ends up, in ways, becoming very affected by these choices.
Without a doubt. They are absolutely affected.
And especially when they have to deal with the evils of, the broadcast, the producers, the people making the shows,
Yeah, definitely a villain or villains just that are horrifying.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Me either.
So, well, you want to tell everybody what the movie we're watching today, buddy?
Yeah, we're jumping back a few years, and we're going to be going back to 2004 and watching Garfield.
The movie.
Garfield.
No, that's what it's called. Garfield, the movie.
You're right. Yes, Garfield, the movie.
Garfield! Did you eat all 4 boxes of lasagna?
It's not my fault. They started it.
What am I gonna do with you?
Love me, feed me, never leave me.
Come on, let's go for a ride to someplace you love that always leaves you feeling pampered and refreshed.
Garfield, the movie, was directed by Peter Hewitt. It came out in 2004, as Andrew already stated. It was written by Joel Cohen, not the Cohen you're thinking of, and Alec Sokolow. It stars Breckin Meyer as John, Jennifer Love Hewitt as Liz, Stephen Tobolowsky as Happy Chapman, Bill Murray as Garfield, and David Eigenberg as Nermal. I just threw in Nermal because I had to.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I? Andrew.
Yeah, hi, buddy.
Before we get into spoilers,
Yeah.
what did you think of Garfield the movie? Without spoiling it, what did you think of this movie?
Yeah, I don't want to spoil this at all, because I know there's a lot of people that do want to watch this knowing that we are recording about it. So, here's what I will always say this about kids' movies.
Yes.
And this is true. I believe this. These are made for kids. They're made for kids. So when people give it a really horrible, mean rating, I'm always like, but they're not made for adults. They're made for kids. Did I enjoy this movie? Not so much. It was fine. It's not my favorite movie, but it's cute. It's fine. What about you though, buddy? What'd you think?
Yeah, buddy. I don't have as much of a problem. Well, here's what I was going to say.
Okay.
I don't have as much of a problem criticizing children's movies or kids' movies.
Right.
But that's not true, because sometimes I do. But this movie, I feel, is kind of fair game because, yeah, it's a kids' movie, but there's adults in it. It's a Bill Murray movie.
True. Yeah, you're right.
It was a big cinematic release, I think, when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I thought it was silly. I thought there's a lot of tropes in it. I thought it was fun. It was a fun movie. It was not a long movie. It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And even that was stretching it a little bit. I could tell that they padded it out just a little.
Yeah.
There's some things that I hated about it, and we're going to talk about that. But I did think it was a very fun, cute movie.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'll agree with you on pretty much everything you just said. I agree with that.
But most importantly,
Yeah.
you watched it with your son Enzo, right?
I did. Yes.
And you asked Enzo what he thought about it.
I did.
Because nobody's opinion is more important than a kid watching it. So let's hear what Enzo thought of Garfield the movie.
What's your name?
Enzo.
What's your name?
Enzo.
Enzo, how old are you?
2.
2. And do you like Garfield?
I love Garfield.
Do you like Garfield?
I love Garfield.
You do. Did you have fun watching Garfield?
Yeah.
I love you.
What to do?
Can you say, I love you, Scotty?
I need to Scotty.
Can you say, bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Enzo.
That was awesome.
It was pretty cute, man. Oh.
Okay, so now everybody, if you don't want to have Garfield the movie spoiled for you for some weird reason, we are about to spoil Garfield the movie. Now, this is not the animated film that came out more recently. This is the 2004 live-action movie with Bill Murray doing the voice of Garfield. So we're going to spoil it now.
And only the first one, not A Tale
Yeah.
of Two Kitties.
We're not going to spoil A Tale of Two Kitties. But you know what that means, buddy.
Oh boy, do I.
I've got
Are
the virtual 20-sided die in my hand, and I'm going to start rolling it.
Yeah.
And when you say stop, I'm going to stop. And if it's odd, you get to do the 3-minute recap. And if it's even, I get to do it.
Hooray.
Go ahead and tell me when to stop, buddy.
I'd stop right about now.
13. Lucky
It's me.
13. Andrew, you get to do it.
You know what would have been amazing, though, if it had
What?
been 9? Like, still me, but 9 lives. Like, come on.
Oh, come on. 9 lives like a cat
Yeah, very good.
is
Science.
what you mean. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Andrew,
Yeah.
funny enough,
Mm.
I went back into time. Not into time, but I went back in time
Nice.
to the days when they were shooting Party of Five, the greatest show ever put on TV. And I didn't talk to Nev Campbell or Matthew Fox. No, I went straight to Jennifer Love Hewitt. And I said, look, you're not going to believe me, but I'm from the future. You are going to star in a live action movie based on the comic strip Garfield. And before she had me arrested, she said, before I have you arrested, if you do a 3-minute recap on a podcast, I don't even know what a podcast is, but if there's a thing called a podcast and you do a 3-minute recap on it, think twice before you do that 3-minute recap, because I'd rather have your best friend Andrew do it. And I was like, who? And she said, Andrew, I'm also from the future. Bam.
What?
Yeah, and I said, that's amazing. So is that how you got the part on Party of Five? You came back from the future and you said, look, I'm perfect for this part. And you studied up for it and you knew exactly how to get the part. And I don't know how that works, but that's how you did it. And she said, yes.
What?
Yeah, so there you go.
Wow. I don't even want to do the 3-minute recap. I feel like that was enough. That was awesome.
No, you have to, because Jennifer Love Hewitt is counting on you.
That's true. I had no idea where you're going with that. That was amazing.
I didn't either. That's the best part. So whenever you're ready to begin, future Jennifer Love Hewitt that went into the past to star in Party of Five and then later Garfield the movie is depending on
man.
you, pal.
Oh, boy. All right, here we go.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Movie begins with Garfield with his owner, John. They live a cute, happy life. It's Garfield. He loves lasagna, he hates Mondays. We know who Garfield is. But he's there with John. John decides to go to the vet like he does so often. And even Garfield knows it's because he wants to see the veterinarian there. Liz, played by, of course, the future Jennifer Love Hewitt. Sorry. Oh, boy. Okay. Here we go. I'm back. So there's a little love connection between John and Liz. We also see, and I'm going to say his name, Happy Chapman, is this guy who has a talk show or runs a show. I don't know. He's a host of a show. There we go. And he wants to be famous, and he's kind of a jerk. So we get a little bit of him, and we see him behind the scenes, and he's mean, and he wants some act or something that's going to make him famous, whatever. We'll get back to him. Liz is talking to John and says, hey, I think I want to do something. And he's thinking, oh, it's a date. Yeah, I want to go out with her too. But she says, I want you to adopt this dog, Odie. And so John says, sure, and adopts Odie the dog. And Garfield doesn't like Odie. Surprise, surprise. They fight, or I guess Garfield really is just the antagonist with the two of them. Eventually, he doesn't like Odie, so he opens the door at night or kicks him out at night and switches places with him. Odie runs off. And all the cats and neighborhood animals are ticked off at Garfield, and John's freaking out because Odie's gone, and blah, blah, blah. Eventually, and there was one part I totally skipped where Odie is like at this dog show and just as amazing, and the bad guy, Happy, is really wants him and like offers to buy him and all this stuff, and John's like, no, he's my dog. Anyway, that happened earlier. Then we'll cut back to Odie's gone, John's freaking out, and Garfield is now kind of an enemy to everybody, and he decides, okay, I gotta go fix this and get Odie back. During this time, Happy has found Odie or got Odie, went to the place where he was and said it was his dog, and now he wants to train Odie to be famous, but he wants to do it in a pretty evil way with this shock collar that's going to make him do these tricks and stuff. Shame on him. Shame on him. Anyway, Garfield goes to the rescue. Eventually, there's a big fight that ensues. Garfield and the other animals win and get Odie, to safety. They also get the collar around Happy, who gets shocked and zapped. Everyone gets there to, John and Liz, and they all get the animals. Odie and Garfield are now buddies, and they're one big happy family at the end. But who knows what the sequel will bring? I sure don't. But there you go. That's the 3-minute recap, buddy.
Wow. So here's the thing. I tried to get in touch with Jennifer Love Hewitt to tell her that you came in just under 3 minutes. But she might have gone back in time again. Or maybe this is the moment that she actually went back in time. So Jennifer Love Hewitt from right now is actually in the past at this moment performing in Party of Five. Mind blown.
Whoa.
But I'm sure she's happy. Chapman. Okay, so.
Oh, boy.
I got some behind the scenes for you.
Oh, yay! Let me hear them.
Before we get into this movie. First of all,
yeah,
I don't know if this is true. I'm not kidding here. I don't know if this is true though. But Bill Murray reportedly said that he took the part because he thought that the screenwriter Joel Cohen was actually one of the Coen brothers.
Nuh-uh. I hope that's true.
I hope it's true, but I don't know if I believe it.
Yeah, I don't know, but that would be amazing.
I feel like that's something Bill Murray might say later on, knowing how people did not respond well to this movie.
That's probably true.
Also, this might blow your mind.
Ooh.
Did you know that Garfield was completely CGI?
No. What? Are you? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I was thinking, like, while I was watching, I was like, this has to be a real cat, or the people that did, Planet of the Apes had something to do with this, because this is a real cat. This is a real cat.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Who would have known?
But seriously, I do wonder, like, how good the CGI looked back in 2004.
I know, that is always interesting to me. I'm like, would this have been pretty cool when I was, back then? I would have been like, whoa, or not. I don't know.
I should have looked up some 2004 CGI movies to see what they look like, and to see.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but there you go. The director of photography for this movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a movie called Jurassic Park?
Is that the one with the Sam Neill, right?
Have you
He's in
ever
that
heard
one.
of Apollo 13?
Yep.
How about Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, yes.
Hook.
Oh, yes.
Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3.
Good Lord. Yes.
The director of photography for Garfield the movie was Dean Cundey, who worked with Spielberg and also did all those movies.
Wow. What happened?
I thought this movie was kind of beautiful.
I'm kidding. I was talking about the movie itself. That's an insane resume. Holy crap.
I've got a bunch of questions for you.
Oh, no.
What'd you think of that opening song that opens the movie? It's called Holla by the Baha Men.
Oh, it reminded me, honestly, of just that time frame, being like 13 and being there. So it reminded me of being that age.
Right?
Yeah.
I actually wrote down that I'm not sure if a song has ever set a movie's tone better than this song right here.
You're right, dude. You're so right.
I think I'm just going to ask you questions this entire podcast. So my next question is, why does Garfield hate Mondays?
Honestly, that I feel like could be a college course. Like we could dive
But I'm
deep.
serious. He's a cat.
That's true.
He doesn't go to work or anything, but he always hates Mondays, and he's famous for it.
That's true. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Because, he does the same thing Monday through Sunday.
Yeah, it hit me when I was watching this movie. It never hit me before, but when I watched this movie, that was my first thought. Why does Garfield actually hate Mondays?
Maybe it's because John, it's like, oh, Monday, I got to go back to work. I'm kind of in a bad mood. Maybe he's sensing that bad mood, and just, I don't know. What a question.
Well, I'm serious. It's just something I thought about. I also looked up lasagna. And guess what?
What?
Lasagna is toxic to cats. It's not good. Like, cats would die. If you gave your cat lasagna, it might die. Like, this is terrible.
I love that you did this research.
I wonder
Makes me
how many
happy.
cats have died because kids saw this movie and was like, I'm going to give Fluffy some lasagna.
Oh, dang. Wow.
And then Fluffy died because the kid saw this movie. What a bad influence this movie is.
Or, they still have 8 more lives, so,
That's true.
Science.
That's true. 8 lives. Next question.
Oh, boy.
How long did it take you to figure out whether or not John could actually understand what Garfield was saying? Because Garfield talks. It's Bill Murray.
Right.
And other animals in this movie, besides Odie, for some weird reason, Odie's the only animal that doesn't talk in a human voice.
Which was weird to me.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Me too.
Garfield, though, he talks in a human voice. And, it took me a while. I was sitting there thinking, does John understand him? Or is John hearing meows? What did you think?
I thought he was hearing meows. I thought it
Okay.
was sort of like the audience is the only one that gets Garfield or understands him.
You got that right away then.
That's what I thought, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. What'd you think of Nermal? Do you remember Nermal? Nermal was a Siamese cat.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He was my favorite.
Oh. I don't know.
He had
No
like
preference.
his eyes were crossed and he's like, hey, Garfield. I love Nermal. Nermal's from the comics too, but Nermal was like a little carbon copy of Garfield, except he was gray.
Oh,
Yeah.
I totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I did not know that was Nermal. Oh, that's funny.
I didn't until my second viewing of this movie because I watched it twice. Ooh.
Not all heroes wear capes, man.
That's true. Some of us watch Garfield the movie twice for a podcast.
I just want listeners, I want you to just think about that. Scotty watched this movie twice for you. for
Yes.
you.
So that you could turn this on thinking that you're going to hear about a Serbian film, thinking, oh, is this the year they finally actually watch it? No, of course not.
I hope we get another comment of like wrong audio file, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. You idiots. And by the way, we are sorry for last year. We're sorry that we went off of the cat theme and did Twilight. I was trying to think if there was anything in Twilight that had cats in it, and I don't think so.
I mean, there are wolves, which are kind of like the opposite.
No,
I
those
don't
are
know.
like
I'm
dogs.
reaching.
Those are dogs. That's a huge reach.
Well, I said which are opposite.
God,
Like, I don't know.
Fired.
Damn it. I'm really trying, man.
You are trying. Thank you for watching Garfield, the movie, for me. Or for us, for the people. Yeah. Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I got to tell you something, buddy.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't see it back in the day. When I watched Party of Five, I
Mhm.
wasn't, all the guys were like, wow, Jennifer Love Hewitt. And I was like, yeah, she's pretty, whatever. I was more of a Nev Campbell guy back
Yeah,
then.
buddy.
I actually walked Nev Campbell down the street.
What?
Yeah, she came in and I walked her down the street and I was starstruck the entire time. And I did not say that I love you in Party of Five. I just was very cool and calm. But I was just
man.
like, yeah, I told everybody. I was like, I just walked Nev Campbell down the street. Oh my God.
My gosh.
But anyway,
Dude, you have the coolest Hollywood stories, man. I feel like people are getting some cool stories from you in this.
I was lucky enough to work at the front desk of a sound studio, so I got to meet a lot of celebrities for a bunch of years when I first moved to LA.
That's so cool.
It was pretty awesome. Now I don't meet anybody. I met the guy who plays the president in Tyler Perry's The Oval the other day, and that's about it.
Well, there you go.
So if any of you watch Tyler Perry's The Oval, I met the guy that plays the president.
Well, cool, man. Look at you.
He was very nice, by the way.
Oh, that's good. I love
Yeah.
to hear that. That's good.
But anyway, I never saw it back then. Watching this movie, I was like, you know what? Jennifer Love Hewitt is beautiful.
Mm.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
had a crush on her back in the day for sure.
finally he admits that he had a crush on somebody. Amazing. Finally. Here's something I'm going to say that I liked about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked, John goes in to the veterinarian with Garfield, and he's obviously been taking Garfield in a bunch
Right.
just so that he can talk to Liz.
Right.
And I thought, oh, here we go. This is going to be this thing where he's got a crush on Liz and she doesn't know it. And he's too shy to say anything until finally the end of the movie where he saves the day and Liz falls in love with him, whatever.
Right.
That's not the case. This movie overcame that trope.
That's a really good point, buddy. That is a good point.
Hallelujah to Garfield,
Right.
the movie. Because right away, so there is a moment where you think that this is going to happen because she wants to talk to him in private,
Yes. Yeah.
but she wants him to adopt a dog, and he thought that she was going to ask him out or whatever. And then,
Yep.
nope, she wants him to adopt a dog. And he adopts the dog because it's her.
Right.
But then she flirts with him out at the car.
She does.
She's like, maybe we can take our dogs out. And he's like, hey, are you asking me out? And she's like, maybe. And oh my God, that look she gave him. I fell in love.
Right.
I was like, what was I thinking back in the day?
Yeah,
Dang.
man.
And
Jeez.
then they go out and she kisses him.
Yeah.
Like she had a crush on him. I loved that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
But then John ruins it at the end of the movie. I'm going to real quickly jump ahead because at the very end of the movie, they go back to his house and John says, Liz, you're a really great friend. Because he still is clueless. After all of this, somehow John is clueless that she's into him.
Yeah. Which, again, is weird because she asked him out on a date, which he...
Yeah.
Yeah.
She kissed him on the lips.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it wasn't a big tongue kiss or anything because this is a kid's movie, but she kissed him on the lips.
True. Yeah.
Ugh. So, all right, then we get into Odie.
Yeah.
Again,
Oh.
For whatever reason, Odie does not talk.
I know.
But my God, that was the cutest dog.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Yes, a very sweet pup. And I was thinking about that too, and I should have looked it up, but, in the comic strip, Odie, I feel like Odie doesn't talk, so maybe that's why.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it was oh man, you're so smart.
Well,
I don't think I could have done this episode with anybody else. You are amazing.
I mean, I had caffeine today. So
I had lasagna. I'm just kidding. I didn't. I had caffeine too, but I'm still tired.
I know. I hear you, buddy.
Tangent.
Yeah.
Why is it that during the week when I have to wake up at 6:45 a.m. or whatever to go to work, it's always hard for me to wake up. But then I get to the weekend and I'm like, hey, I can sleep in, and I stay up a little bit later. But then I wake up at 6:30 a.m. and I'm wide awake.
I don't know. I get that, though. I totally understand it. And I don't know why our bodies do that, but it's a real bummer.
Anyway, so back to the movie. I'm going to say that the moment Odie enters the movie, this is a shame. But to me, this is when the movie seriously takes a downward turn.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah.
It's not because of Odie, though.
Right. No, I agree.
It's because of Garfield and John. They're both a-holes.
That's true. You're right.
John is a terrible owner.
Yes.
He's just awful. And Garfield is he's such an a-hole to poor Odie.
I know. And again, Odie's just the sweetest little pup. He's just a cutie patootie.
Yeah.
It's hard. It would be very difficult to hate that dog.
I stopped laughing at Garfield. I was like, dude, just be nice. And then my least favorite part of all this, okay, well, first of all, this is when the chain reaction of events happens, where we go to the dog show where, Liz throws on the brakes and Garfield slams into the back window of the truck, yet John and Liz somehow don't hear it.
Right. Yeah.
Kids' movies.
Get it together.
Odie dances, and this was amazing, by the way, because they're dancing to, I forget the name of the song. Do I have it written down? I don't, but it's a Black Eyed Peas song. Garfield and Odie are dancing to the Black Eyed Peas in the house. What are the chances? What are the chances, Andrew, that they go to this dog show and the DJ plays the exact same song?
1 in a billion.
This movie's amazing sometimes.
Oh my God.
But then they come back. They come back.
Yeah.
And before John gets into the house, it's not his fault, but Garfield throws something or he hits something, the ball, and it starts a chain reaction of a whole thing in the apartment, and John's furniture falls and his big desk frame thing falls. Almost kills Garfield, by the way.
It does.
It's not the first time we're going to talk about death in this movie. But John puts Garfield outside. Strike one against John, because I'm not an outdoor cat type person.
Right.
Granted, they live in a nice neighborhood, but even so, there's cars. I get nervous. I get
you, buddy.
Especially like a nice, peaceful cat like Garfield. But they put him outside. But then here's my least favorite part in the entire movie. Sweet little Odie comes out the doggy door to lay down with Garfield outside.
Sweet boy.
To keep Garfield warm. And Garfield, evil Garfield, immediately says, "See ya, sucker," and he goes inside and locks Odie outside. What the heck?
What a scumbag.
How did you feel when you saw that part?
Not great, Scotty. Not great.
That's it?
I felt bad. He's a sweet little pup. And then, of course, I mean, at that point, well, he's outside, so he's going to get out or run or get lost. Here's the story.
Yeah, and then he goes to the city. Odie made it all the way to the city. Garfield had to take a dang bus to get to the city.
True.
But somehow Odie made it all the way.
As a good boy.
That's a good boy, but man, that was sad.
Boy. It was sad. I know.
That was heartbreaking, this whole stuff.
I know. This is a kids movie?
Oh, how about, before that even happens, what did you think of Garfield singing New Dog State of Mind instead of New York State of Mind?
I have no opinion. I don't know. Cute.
You want to hear something else terrible? I'm just going to keep going.
Please.
Did you notice that when the lady comes out, Odie is on her front step, and when she comes out, she's stepping on wet pavement, like there's water under her foot. Poor Odie, they put this dog playing Odie on wet pavement. Like, you couldn't dry the pavement off for this dog?
Seriously.
Come on, man. All right, so here's my next question. Remember when John is putting up the missing dog flyers?
Yes, I do.
Did you for a second think that the house on the corner behind him was Laurie Strode's house from Halloween?
No, but that's amazing.
It's not.
Oh, that would be cool.
I thought it was. I seriously had to pause the movie and look up Laurie Strode's house.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah.
I didn't. I wish I had, though.
What did you think? Oh, here's my next question.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever been thinking about something like, I don't know, dogs?
Sure, yeah.
And you turn on the TV and you flip through the channels, and every single station has something related to dogs or what you're thinking about. This has happened to you?
Yeah, I've definitely done stuff like that where I think about something. I don't remember. I remember it as a kid when we had like cable, but I totally remember things like that happening where I was like, it was always action figures, like a toy or something. And every time I'd flip, it was like that same commercial.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I have had that happen. Like, not often, but I remember
I'm just saying not that, but like more specifically, you turn on the TV.
Yeah.
And you go to channel 2, and there's like, you're thinking of M&Ms, and there's an M&M on the station. So you go, oh, that's weird. So then you go to channel 4, and there's some other thing with M&Ms. And then you go to channel 7, and yet more M&Ms, and they're on every channel.
Right. That's fair. No, I have not experienced
Okay. I thought I was going crazy.
No.
What did you think of Lewis the Mouse saving Garfield from the rats?
Funny, cute. I don't know. I did like the mouse. I did like him. He was cute.
I did too.
Yeah.
I liked Garfield pretending that he was eating the mouse.
Yeah. Yes.
To make John happy. John, that horrible person who wants his cat to kill mice.
Cute little mice.
John's terrible.
I know.
But yeah, so I like that part. That was
yeah.
Fun.
That was cute.
But even better, what'd you think of Garfield and Lewis hiding under the different sized boxes to go down the street?
Cute.
Yeah, but like Lewis was in a little, like a Chinese food container, and
right.
Garfield was under a big box. That was great, right?
It's funny. Yeah, it's cute. It's like, here's the thing. I feel like I've seen a lot of these things before, and maybe this was the trendsetter. I don't know. But because I've seen them like this, cute. But who knows? Maybe this was the original. And now I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
Shame on me.
This is it. This was the Jurassic Park of dinosaur movies, or I don't know. What did you think of Garfield being pushed around the air ducts, and then his face makes a Garfield-shaped indentation in the air duct? What'd you think of that?
I thought that wouldn't happen. Hey. Hey, gang. Let's be a little realistic here.
Do you think Enzo thought that too?
I do. Yeah, he gave me a look. He gave me a side eye like, this show. He said, I know. We just got to go with it.
And then, like you mentioned in that beautiful 3-minute recap, Happy Chapman puts a shock collar on Odie to make him do flips. That was horrible.
It was horrible. It was also really weird.
But I did like Garfield coming back and trying to save Odie. That was nice.
I did too. And I like, didn't he use the word, that's inhumane?
Yes, he
like,
did.
Hey, good for you,
Garfield's
Garfield.
learning. Yeah. You know who didn't learn? John.
Happy. Oh,
No, yeah, Happy. But Happy was bad.
You're right. Yeah.
What did you think of Garfield rail grinding down the stairwell on the dinner tray?
Yeah. That felt more realistic to me than his face imprint. So that
Okay.
I could see this.
continuing this theme of realism,
Yeah.
what did you think of Garfield then falling many, many stories
Right.
to his death?
Through the metal roof.
Through the metal roof of a truck. We thought it was to his death. I thought he was dead.
I think most people would assume that.
But what did he land in?
Lasagna. Of course. Lots of lasagnas.
Toxic lasagna.
So not only did he...
The fall would have killed him, but...
Yep.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
So then we get to the pound scene. The pound, the dog catcher, the cat catcher catches him.
Yes.
This was the part where I thought that they were just padding the movie out. It was just a waste of time.
Yeah, I agree. But like you said, we need to make this movie a little longer than an hour.
And at least it had something that led to the capture of Happy Chapman later in the movie, which was...
That's true.
We'll get to that. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves too much.
Right.
So Garfield gets out. We find out that Happy Chapman actually hates lasagna.
That's true. You're right.
So even though there's shock collars involved, you know what? It would have been better for Garfield in the long run because lasagna is toxic to cats.
It's true.
What did you think? Oh, the ticket taker, the train ticket seller.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that is not a young Catherine Hahn?
Who is it? I
don't know, but it's not a young Catherine Hahn. I was almost so happy with myself because, you have those moments where you're watching a movie and you're like, hey, that looks like a young Catherine Hahn. And then I look it up on IMDb and it's not. I was so disappointed.
That's the worst. When that's the awful for me is when I'm like telling Cindy, I'm like, it's definitely that person.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, and then I look it up and I'm like, oh shoot.
It was so memorable, though. I still had to write a note about it. So,
thank you.
So Garfield, what'd you think of him almost causing the deaths of hundreds of people?
At this point, it didn't surprise me.
I mean, he takes control of all the trains and he's just hitting buttons, and all these trains are about to crash into each other.
Right.
So he would have killed Odie and all these people.
Had they done that?
That would have been an interesting movie.
What a twist, man. What a twist.
What a twist. Suddenly the movie's like this horrible drama.
Yes. People just oh man, this could be... See, I've always thought this. What if we did this movie, make a movie that's advertise it as a love story, something cute, and then halfway through it just takes a turn and people are like, what am I watching?
What just happened? Garfield is searching the remains of the train and he finds all these animal cages and there's just blood seeping out of this one cage with the broken shock collar hanging out of it. And then Then no buts. Then Garfield, the rest of the movie is Garfield just plunged into a deep depression because he killed Odie.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that would be an interesting movie. Or it takes a creepy turn where he's going through all these remains and starts eating them.
Oh my God. Yes.
I like this.
And then John has lost his job and everything. They have no money left. And these movie producers come to Garfield and they say, look, we know you're out of the business, but if you do this one last movie, we will pay for your children to go to college and your family will be well off for the rest of your life.
Wow.
And that's a Serbian film.
Oh, I was like, where are we going? Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, the end of that Garfield movie is terrible. Anyway, but that doesn't happen.
True.
Nobody dies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, this is a PG.
Yes.
Or G.
That was very dark. Garfield and Odie hug, which was nice.
Yeah.
I like that the dogs and cats and the rats all came down to take down Happy Chapman.
Yes. Yep. It was nice. It was good camaraderie.
I also like that John and Liz were just basically useless.
For everything. Yeah, for sure.
They did nothing.
Yep.
Like, all they did was John shows up way too late.
Yep.
Happy's already in the shock collar, but John still punches the poor guy.
Yep. And then they just are like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, we'll take you home. Like, they were Garfield and Odie's ride home.
Yep. That's exactly right.
That's it.
They were the DD for Garfield and Odie. That's all they were.
And then we have my other least favorite scene. After everything they've been through.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Odie jumps up on the chair with Garfield. And they think that it's funny to have Garfield go back to, like, forcibly, not just like a gentle push, but forcefully shoving Odie off the couch multiple times.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
It's abuse. That's what
and
it
then
is.
Garfield sings I Feel Good on the porch. Garfield now feels good. That's great. But you know what's the best part?
What?
Is that this is a movie. This is one of those beautiful films in which we come full circle. You know, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but we just recently did a movie on the podcast that came full circle.
Quite literally, yes. Yeah.
This movie does the exact same thing. It ends as it began with the song Holla by the Baha Men.
Really? I mean, it's artistic. Let's be honest. Like, when you see it, you'll feel something. You'll feel something.
The Baha Men.
You'll feel the Baha Man.
Yes, you will.
Wait a minute.
Andrew.
Yes.
The musical score.
Yeah. I got nothing,
it?
buddy.
Have you ever seen the movie Ant-Man?
I have.
Have you ever seen, well, I don't know if you've seen Hawkeye, the show.
I have.
Have you seen Agatha All Along?
I have.
How about WandaVision?
I have.
What about the movie Free Guy?
I have.
Frozen 2?
I have.
Well, then let me tell you, the man who composed the score for all of those movies, Christoph Beck, also composed the score to Garfield, the movie.
Wow. And I would say this is probably his biggest achievement.
Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions three.
Question number 1, Andrew.
Yes.
What did you think was the best death or kill in Garfield the movie?
I guess him landing through the truck, because that would absolutely have killed him.
Yeah. Good one. Good one.
What about you?
I guess the hundreds of people in the trains that Garfield basically really killed, because no chance that there's one switch that shuts off every train.
You're right.
Question number 2. Did you think Garfield the movie was scary?
A little. Yeah,
Yeah?
just how realistic he looked.
I thought
What about you?
the rats ganging up on Garfield was a little scary.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm surprised they weren't snapping the fingers, though.
When you're a rat till the end.
Ooh, that was so good.
Question number 3. Did you have fun with horror, Andrew?
You know, sure.
I had so much fun with horror that I watched it twice.
Lord have mercy.
But before we go, I want you to know that there are also multiple hours of bonus features that came with this movie.
Why?
Well, the good news is that I didn't watch a single bit of them.
Heathen.
I know. It's very unlike me.
It is.
But let me tell you, I almost did. I started to watch the commentary, and as soon as I heard the director talking to the producer and saying that the movie hadn't been released yet, it was about to be,
Oh, no.
I was like, this is not the commentary I want to hear.
No. Oof.
Garfield the movie.
Ta-da.
Have you tasted yourself lately?
Hey, it wasn't exactly the first class lounge in there for me either.
Get yourself lost, Lewis. Take a powder for a couple days, get a haircut, and grow a beard.
Cool. I owe you one, G.
I got a question for you. Do you love your cat?
Well, everybody, happy April Fool's Day.
Yes, happy April Fool's Day.
Once again, we did not watch a Serbian film, although we did reference it quite a bit.
Yes, we did.
We watched Garfield the movie, and we hope that you enjoyed this wonderful episode, because today we are actually releasing 2 podcasts in one day. So if you're listening to this, go back to Apple Podcasts when you're done and make sure you find our podcast episode where we are discussing the actual horror movie, Presence.
Yes, please.
Please. Bleep, bloop, bleep. Hello, this is Scotty, and I have to add a correction right here because we decided that we're not going to release 2 episodes in one day. So if you're listening to this on the Tuesday that it was released, you can look forward to our Presence episode tomorrow. So, happy April Fools. Bleep, bleep, bloop. Everybody, thank you so much for listening to Fun with Horror.
Thank you.
And that's not an April Fool's. We actually do thank you.
Yes, seriously. Yes, we do.
Especially if you're still listening to this through that episode.
If you've made it here, give yourself a pat on the back. You did it.
I mean, how many podcasts would watch Garfield the movie for your entertainment?
I can count it on one hand. And I won't even use any fingers. None.
None. Well, one.
Oh, yeah, I guess us.
Yeah. You got.
It's this one right here.
Yeah, that one. Oh, dang. Andrew, that wasn't wholesome.
I'm sorry.
I love you, buddy.
I love you too.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, Normal, let's play astronaut again today.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love that game. You're such a brave little astronaut.
All right.
Prepare to jump into your spaceship, Commander Normal.
But what about the milk?
Who needs milk when you can be in outer space?
I love Garfield.